Hey family, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I'm excited to have a conversation, so let's talk. So last week we talked about the importance of living and not just existing, which, guys, listen, I had literally just been existing. And so listen, if you didn't watch the first video, I'm going to link it below, or you can jet over really fast, go watch it, come back and tune in, because it's important that you watch the last video before we dive into this one. All right. So this week I want to talk about, now that we're all motivated, we're all ready, we're ready to start living our lives, we're ready to take life by the reins. Let's discuss the elephant in the room. Okay? And that elephant is consistency. That elephant is all the things that we have. Let's just be honest. We've made plans before. We've said we were going to do things. We've decided that, we're going to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. We've made attempts. We failed. We didn't do it. We didn't stay consistent. Something happened. We can come up with a myriad of excuses of why we didn't continue what we were doing. And we literally just kept starting things over and over again, or maybe being set back to stage one, or we just moved on to something else, whatever. We all have something. And so that was 100% my story. There was many a times that I would say, I'm going to start waking up at this time. I need to get up earlier, or I'm going to start working out, or I'm going to start eating right. Or there were all these things that I would say I was going to do, and then I would start, and then something would happen, or it would be a myriad of excuses that I would have for why I didn't finish what I started, or why I didn't remain consistent. And so this particular time, many times I would say, I would always be like, God, I just wish I had more discipline. I just wish I was more consistent. And I just wish, that I was just, that I would be like other people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you guys, I had been crying this story for years. I'm talking about since I was a teenager. And I will never forget the day that I was like, God, I just want to be consistent. And he was like, you are. And I was like, I'm not. And he was like, you have been consistently going to church every Sunday and every Wednesday for the last almost 30 plus years. And I was like, ooh, I have. That's consistency. So I'm disciplined in some areas, and it let me know, you are consistent. So what it brought me to was the realization and the understanding that I have got to get to a place where I am, drum roll, we've got to get to a place where we are decided. And so you ask me, Precious, what is decided? Decided comes from the word decide. Decide means to literally make a decision, to make a choice, and to stick to it. It means to literally have a resolve. And you're like, well, Precious, what is a resolve? A resolve is a firm determination to do something. And so literally what I learned was that I have to be decided, because what I learned was I was decided when it came to going to church. There was no question. Nothing was stopping me from going to church on Sunday morning. Nothing was stopping me from going to church on Wednesday. I literally, during my club days, people, I would literally only club on Fridays. I wasn't clubbing on Saturdays, because nothing was going to stop me from going to church on Sunday. And so what I learned is that when it comes to areas in our life that we feel we should be more disciplined, or we need to be more consistent, you've got to get to a place where you are decided, where you have decided in your heart and in your mind that this is what I want. And you have to ask yourself, and listen, this is a daily thing. This isn't something where you just say, I'm decided and that's it. No, this is a consistent, you're literally going to have to make that decision every day. It's just like your deliverance. And listen, we'll talk about that later. But literally, you have to be decided. You have to make a decision. It's all about making a choice. That is what God has given us. He's given us the power of choice. He's given us free will, and it's very powerful. And all you have to do is decide. And so what I have done and what I have learned is that anything that I want to do, I ask myself, are you decided? And when I have those moments, when I don't want to get up at 6 in the morning, or I don't want to get up at 6:30, I ask myself, you must not be decided. You must not have made a firm decision about this. You clearly have not come to a resolve, because if you had, you would get your butt up. And I literally have to make a decision to put my 2 feet on the floor and stand up and start putting my feet to walking. And so if you're struggling with consistency, if you're struggling with, man, I wish I was more disciplined in this area, or man, I really wish that I could, go for that dream that I have, or man, I really wish that I could go for or go after, go back to school, start that job, start losing weight, like all those plans and goals that you have, literally, if you would just be decided, make the decision, choose, come to a resolve, have a firm determination that you're going to do it, I promise you, you will succeed. The race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one who endures to the end. And the one who endures to the end is the one who is determined, who has decided, I'm going to make it. And so I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to stop this here, because our next conversation is going to be about journey and race. Family, I have enjoyed this conversation with you, and I look forward to talking to you next week.